Hello my friends, in today's tutorial we want to create some kind of a stacked and somewhat powerful lead sound which could sound like this. Okay, to get started, let's create a project so we can start from scratch. Now, one thing I want to mention in the first place right now, just a quick warning, the sound that we are about to make is definitely not polyphony friendly. So keep that in mind when you want to make a track on the Digitone alone. This sound that we are now about to make can easily kill your polyphony. So I think it's better suited to be used alongside other machines that you have, and or maybe for sampling the sound into something like a Tonwerk or any kind of other sampler. Now that's something you should consider because we are using a couple of tracks in a layer, which obviously adds up to the polyphony specifically when we play that sound polyphonic. So with chords and stuff like that. Okay, but without further ado, let's go in, and I want to start with the wavetone engine because I personally like that thing quite a lot, and just dial in some kind of a basic sound real quick. Maybe some square waves here, a little bit of phase distortion, and let's turn the second oscillator 2 octaves down like that. Let's do it like that. Yeah, already quite buzzy. I also want, let's keep the phases synced up here. Now let's try kind of like a hard sync or ring modulator. Hard sync is actually not bad. Let's see. Let's try the ring mod. Not bad. Let's use that. Let's see. Yeah, that should do the trick for now. Okay, also something that I want to mention is how I usually do such things like that when I'm doing them. I'm creating some kind of a bass layer that is roughly on the octave where I want to play that thing. And I then add a bass layer to this, which is 1 or 2 octaves below. And I also take 2 other sounds that are hard panned to the left and right, and those are usually 1 octave higher. So this just as a hint to how I usually make these things. This is for me personally, so that I actually get a clue about what I'm doing here. It's kind of like a structure, you know. So okay, with that sound ready, let's actually be lazy and let's now just copy that sound and go to that track and paste it in like that. Oh, wait, I forgot one thing. That for that bass sound, I also want that filter to be inside so that it's already set up the way I want it. And since we are aiming for some kind of a lead sound, I think we should actually first let's use the low pass filter, turn it down, give it slight resonance so that we have that, and now let's add in that plucky kind of thing here. That's the plucky kind of thing that I like. Make it a little bit shorter, I think. And we can also turn the sustain level down here and play with a decay only. Now we could change the, like here we could change the envelope type, but I keep it that way. So we have it. At least a starting point, you know. And now I hit the track button again and copy this thing, paste it here, and paste it here. So we have the sound three times the same sound. So that's the same sound now. This thing, however, is panned hard to the left, and this thing hard to the right. Okay? So, when we would play these together, they would, however, when we have straight hits, they would probably phase out. So, let's see. I take a sequence in here, and I take a sequence in there. Let's have a listen if we still have that kind of stereo sound that we are after. No? See that? So at least one sound should have a different setting in here so that way actually don't phase themselves out. Now, what we could do is we could turn that one off, the phase reset. Same here. That already solves it. But we could also just change that where the phase distortion goes on like that. Maybe change something here as well. And on those, I also probably want to take out that mod. Now, to better hear what we are doing, I think it's probably a good idea to now just go in and set up the track layer real quick. So I move to the first track. This is the track from where I want to trigger that layer. So I go onto the first track, go into the setup right here, and go to track layering. And now I take those two in. Just those two at the moment, because we don't have that bass sound yet. So now we can play it from here. Sounds quite neat, doesn't it? And I want to make sure that the bass note that we are creating now is not interfering too much with these sounds, or in other words, those sounds should not interfere so much with that bass note right here. So I move to the second filter, the bass width filter, and take out the bass a little bit here. And I need to do that on that one, as well as on that one. We are a little bit lighter now, so to say. Okay, and now I go to that track, and I want to add that bass note to it. Let's see, I think we could already use this machine right here. The FM tone machine is actually great at creating basses. We just, with that first algorithm, we just take the C down to like, we already have a bass, and now we can maybe add some slide harmonics to this and mix those in a little. Yeah, I think that's okay. Just a slight bass, you know? That should do the trick already. Let's see if we can. By the way, I have no clue how FM is actually really working. I'm just doing stuff here and trying to figure out how it sounds. Let's see how that sounds. Yeah, that's actually sounds pretty neat, but it is too much. Interesting. Yeah. You guys probably know what happens here. I don't, but I stick to it. I like it. So now I go to the first track again and add this sound to the layer. Like so. And now let's have a listen to how it sounds. try that. Not too bad, I think. Okay. Now, I want to do something to that first track as well. Okay, now on these effects, let's actually add in the reverb. So I just set this up real quick, you know, and make sure that it's not affecting the bass frequency so much. Let's see. Yeah, interesting. Turn the reverb up a little bit more and maybe take a little bit more from those lower frequencies, and let's see. Yeah, you get the point, you know. And now also add in the chorus. We can barely hear it, but you know, it's not adding additional polyphony, so why not? Let's just take it. Okay, so here we go. And now let's actually try how that sounds with chords. I'll quickly go in here and select a certain chord mode and maybe check the Aeolian scale is what I often use. So let's see how these chords sound like. A little bit nasty, right? And the reason is, now everything is played polyphonically, including the bass note. And to make sure that this doesn't happen, let's just quickly go onto that bass note right here and set this thing up to be a pure mono track. And maybe for the note priority, I would say we take the low note. So that means that it should prefer the lowest note that comes in and plays that back and not the highest one, which obviously makes most sense for a bass, I guess. And let's see if that has already changed something. First, we need to go to our track 1 again, because that's the track where we set the layer up, and let's have a listen. Yeah, it's okay, I think. Doesn't seem to work so well right here, so let's see. Yeah, we have that thing on mono. Maybe let's first, when we have things like that and the sound is a little bit too, I can't describe it. I just don't like it yet. Just not the way it is right now. So when I have things like that, I go into the back into the setup, and let's actually just deactivate the layer again, and let's see how it sounds with the chords now. Yeah, and the problem is in here. This doesn't sound so well with the chords, so I think it's the mod here. Let's see. Yeah, that's the mod. Now that ring mod doesn't sound so well, so I take it out. Works much better for chords now. But how does it sound without a chord? Let's actually try that out. Yeah, more like a plug sound or something. But let's take it like this at the moment. Let's take it like this. And now, take the layers back in and see how it sounds now. Much better, right? Okay. So we have some sort of a very great sounding, yeah, we have some kind of a very great sounding lead sound already. But let's try to do something to that first track and see what the bitrate reduction does, for example. Yeah, that sounds nice, does it? Yeah, doesn't sound so bad, does it? Okay. Now, one additional thing that we could do, but first I want to show you something. We now have a look to these voices. You can see you see what I've meant in the first place. We take a lot of voices, and we have quite a powerful sound now, but if we want to make a track on this thing, see, we have like just 6 voices left, so that's probably not the best way to do this. So yeah, when you want to do a track straight on the Digitone without using anything else, I think this is not a good idea to use. But using it alongside other machines and playing it from those is probably the way to go, you know? And so, yeah. Well, one final thing, since we don't care about polyphony today, right? I add in another track and take that sound again. So I copy that layer, that track, and paste it in here again. It already has that reverb assigned to it, but this time I'm doing something different. This time I'm turning this thing all the way up. So the reverb is very, very, very heavy. I also want to do some kind of emotion on these like this. Yeah, this sounds a bit nasty, right? But you see. And I go to the setup right here and I do the track layering again. And oh no, I'm on the wrong track. So I have to go to this track and take that one in as well. But when we now play this thing back, it sounds totally shitty, right? No, not necessarily. It's also too loud and this is not so great. What I actually want to do, I want to use that track to actually change the sound of the reverb a little. Now I did a whole tutorial about that thing and how you can do that by stacking up reverbs and everything to actually change their sound quite a lot. The link should come up in the top right corner now. But just real quick, I want to show you what we could do with that. I go in here and go to the audio routing, select to main, and I take that one out. So it's not to be heard anymore, but the reverb is to be heard. And that's what I want to make use of right now. So I take this thing and maybe turn it an octave up, some octaves up here. And it's just creating some kind of a reverb. And I can kind of literally modify the send of that thing with the track level here. Let's actually go really crazy with this thing. Really crazy was a bit yeah, let's see what like really crazy was probably not the best description for that, but you know, just to get it, just change it. Changing it a lot so that it definitely differs from the rest, so we can do that. And let's see, and now go to the chords and see like oh, that one is shifting around. Yeah, okay, so that's basically it, my friends. I hope you enjoyed that video. And I would say, I see you in my next video, guys. Bye.